Space, the boundary of human achievement, the new frontier.
It's just a cough.
Yeah, right. And the Earth is flat.
Treat your cough seriously with Robitussin CF Max. Nothing lasts longer and treats more symptoms for your cough, cold, and flu. Robitussin, because it's never just a cough.
In a few moments, you will have an experience which will seem completely real. It will be the result of your subconscious fears transformed to your conscious awareness. Warning, this tape must not be played by government personnel. It can be extremely harmful and result in severe trauma. You have 5 seconds to terminate this tape. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Hold him. Now you listen to me, you hillbilly punk who thinks the world's still round. I'm here to tell you it's not. It's flat.
Lexi, tell us something interesting.
Okay, the Earth is flat, and a witch stole his pants.
Flat Earth expert Mark Sargent thinks the moon landing was a hoax.
Technically, the moon itself is a hoax.
Right, but betting with Sportsbet's new iPhone app?
I could do this standing on my head.
Thanks, Gravity. Sportsbet's new iPhone app. It's foolproof.
I know how we're different. Do you believe the Earth is flat?
I know it's flat. I walk on it.
Holy
Do you think the Earth is flat, Snoop? What do you
It's a flat world after all.
Smoke weed every day.
Und jetzt der Verkehr. Vorsicht, liebe Autofahrer, auf der A3 Oberhausen Richtung Arnheim ist die linke Spur aufgrund eines UFO-Absturzes gesperrt.
Broadcasting straight to you from a large spaceship, currently at war with mainstream science. Meanwhile, the peanut gallery is tired of the fear-mongering. Not just the end of democracy from the left, it's also the end of America that the eclipse will cause. If the aliens come, let them come. But for God's sake, stop falling for the silly clickbait. Y2K ruined it for Peanut, and for me as well. Welcome to Strange World, where the truth is often stranger than fiction. I'm your host, Mark Sargent, the creator of Flat Earth Clues, which propose that all of us are living inside a Truman Show enclosed structure thousands of miles wide. Just Google Flat Earth Mark if you can't find it. Well, you're just not very good at the internet. Currently, this show is on Tuesday nights at 7 Pacific, 10 Eastern. And yes, Caroline, if it is not March, is today the 19th? 19th, 2024, the year of the Wood Dragon. Then you are listening to a rerun. Quote of the day goes exactly like this song lyric, which I used actually before I did the Londinium drum thing back in the day. It's from a band called Graveyard, and the song is called Goliath. I highly recommend you check it out. It's the first verse. Verses. The wolves are at your door, dressed like sheep, trying hard to hide the blood from the crowd. They are trying to sell slavery as a dream to chase, driven by fear, consumer wars, no way to see their hoax. They are listening, they are watching, they want to know what we do. They are faking our freedom, hoping they believe it's true. My co-host, she's lovely, she is sassy, and she's one of the biggest Flat Earth rock stars ever. Karen B from the channel Karen B. What's happening?
Hey, Mark, what's going on?
It's Tuesday. By the way, I caught some of your Monday show yesterday. It's pretty good.
Very nice.
Yeah.
I did see you in chat.
Yeah. I got in there right as you were halfway through your Archaics rant. I had to rewind to hear you do an imitation. It was pretty good.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, it was pretty good imitation. That has some passion there. You can imitate him. That's pretty good. Hey, Karen, being the current queen of Flat Earth, it must be hard to find Flat Earth friends. Do you know an easy way to find cool people like yourself and solid info about our stationary, horizontal, level plane?
Yeah, that would be the Flat Earth Sun Moon Zodiac Clock app.
It's the perfect gift for friends, family, and complete strangers. Watch the featured video every day for 2 weeks and see what happens. It'll be the best $2.99 you've ever spent. Oh, so sleepy. And because it's 10 p.m. on the East Coast, it's time to say goodnight to one of our listeners, Paige. She just put on her Hong Kong Fooey pajamas, got a cup of cocoa with exactly 6 tiny marshmallows, and will probably listen to the playback in the morning. Good night, Paige.
Good night, Paige.
Don't forget, you can also find this program on BitChute and Brighteon, Rockfin and Rumble. YouTube is not the end of Flat Earth. It is just the beginning. Shout outs, obviously, to Flat Earther Stephen Carpenter of the Deftones. Support the Flat Earth cause and get the coolest hoodies ever, like the one Karen's wearing right now. Go to the strong.family, won't you? And pick up some merch. Mailbag. I don't read a lot of emails, but I want to mention this one really quick. Karen, this is kind of a throwback. Karen, you remember some time ago when I was accused of being Joe Real? One of my aliases was Joe Real.
Oh, yeah.
And then once I had Joe on the show, they said, well, it's got to be his father, Ralph Real. So you're Ralph Real instead. So for those of you who, I haven't heard this in a while, but I wanted to mention this really fast. So Joe Real, who I never should have helped build the app, years and years ago, he actually wrote me and he goes, hey, Mark, hope all is well. Do you want to buy your domain, marksargent.com? It still gets about 1,000 searches per month. Remember, it's not even out there. How about $20,000? Thanks, Joe.
Unbelievable.
Yeah. So if anyone wants to email him, because I'm not going to respond to this, it's metatronapps@gmail.com. His name is Joe Real. You can tell him from me, yeah, it'll be a cold day in hell before I give you 20 grand for myname.com.
You have to understand there's something there, Mr. Real. We're flat earthers. We're not like mainstream media people.
No, and I wouldn't.
You don't have backing.
I wouldn't anyway. Just on principle, I wouldn't. There's no freaking way.
Yeah.
So whatever.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah, that's freaking nuts. And he actually left me a voicemail. It wasn't just an email. He called and left a voicemail as well. So I'll play it for you after.
Really?
Yeah.
He must be in hard times, man.
He must be.
Like, I'm gonna go hit up Mark Sargent for 20K.
Yeah, hit me up. Hey, Mark, you want to buy? Even though I wouldn't use Mark Sargent, now I'd probably use Mark K. Sargent or something else. I mean, there's tons of variations out there. Okay, so I also got a package in the mail which was full of stuff. Let's go through it really quick. This is from Christian, my friend out in Vegas, who just apparently, again, is emptying out a room in his house, and he just sends me stuff. So the DVDs, let's see, Battle Beyond the Stars. That was a classic. The Patriot extended cut, actually not a terrible movie with Mel Gibson. Antarctica, A Year on Ice. Pretty interesting. There's some random stuff in here, like this one. Peter Jennings Collection. Peanut will get this. 6 primetime investigative documentaries. Peter Jennings. Oh my Lord. Seriously, rest in peace, by the way, Peter. Shouldn't have been smoking so much. Peanut, you hearing me there? Hot Tub Time Machine? Seriously? Wait,
that's
I see that. I
hilarious.
see that. Hot Tub Time Machine. Really? Okay.
Oh my God.
The Blair Witch Project. Is this the extended version? Special edition. Blair Witch Project. I was there in 99. I was in the theater when this came out. Everybody thought, oh, it's going to be great. Somebody actually dies in this. And it's like, no, man, snuff films are illegal, but whatever.
They thought it was real. Yeah.
They did. Everybody thought it was real. And I sat in the second row and got motion sickness. He was awful. The Undead Vampire Collection DVD, 20 features. Yeah. Wow. And last but not least, this one just tickled me. Thug Workout, fitness from the streets. What are we lifting?
What?
What are we lifting? Like car tires or heavy rims or what are we doing? Yeah.
Maybe.
Also got a t-shirt. This is Willie Nelson. Right? Willie Nelson t-shirt. This is from, I'm not kidding you, his 2013 tour. This shirt's 11 years old. I think, I don't know if it's been, I think it's been worn once and washed because it smells like laundry detergent. I don't think it was thoroughly rinsed. But yeah, Willie Nelson, 2013 tour edition. Awesome. Really, really
Hilarious.
great. 2 books. Sorry, almost done. Into the Wild. Do you remember that movie where that guy went up to Alaska and got stuck in that bus and he wrote his journal? Yeah, this is the book that it was based on. Boy, that was not a feel-good movie at all. Whoa.
No.
Yeah, and the point was he tried to leave. He got stuck. It's like, oh, dude, hey, you might want to get out of there before the river runs too fast. And he couldn't, and he starved to death.
Oof.
Awesome. Like this one, Dr. Seuss. Here's some programming for you. There's no place like space. Dr. Seuss. Very nice. Okay.
I actually have a globe programming book that's by Dr. Seuss too. That a long time ago the school district gave them out to all the children.
Yeah.
I was like, oh my gosh.
I got 2 things which I could have sent to you, Karen, because they just screamed you, and they are 2 pairs of Sasquatch socks. Right? They're Sasquatch socks. However, I am using these in my dress shoes, so I will be showing you these. I'm going to wear these whatever next event I go to that I have to use dress shoes. And the other one, this one's my favorite. It's Sasquatch being tracked by a UFO.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that's a pretty popular image because a lot of people allegedly report seeing UFOs same time they see Bigfoot.
Of course. And last but not least, which is again such a unique thing he sent me. It's a vinyl wallet that is covered.
Like
yeah, the vinyl wallet that looks like money. It's covered in images of the $100 bill.
Very nice.
So when you're being robbed, it's easy to figure out what it is. So you look rich. You look rich even if it's empty. Right? Looks like you got some funds. So there you go. Thank you, Christian. Appreciate all that stuff. Okay. Meetups. Let's get to them real fast. We got some of them to go through. Sorry, one sec. Meetups. We'll do Jesse's really quick. Mark, hope you're doing well. Next meetup for Jesse will be Saturday, March 23rd from 6 to 9 p.m. at Red Rock Canyon Grill, 9221 Lake Hefner Parkway, Oklahoma City, Oklahoma. RSVP by calling Jesse at 781-857-9175 or email him at 300kmileprius@gmail.com. Where are the other ones? There's one happening right now for the next hour in Los Angeles, California. That is the Flat Earth Equinox meetup in Los Angeles. Renee's taking care of that one. There's one on March 23rd in Minnesota. That promo's on my channel. March 26th in West UK. That's in England. That promo's on my channel. Chicago, March 23rd. That promo is on my channel. And of course, New York, April 8th with David Weiss, Zulu, Alex Lowry, and stuff like that. So, and do you have any other?
David's trying to get everybody to bring a vinegar and a hot plate and a pot so they could boil vinegar and combat chemtrails on Eclipse Day.
What could go
wrong? Idea.
That sounds like a great idea. I highly endorse this product and/or event. Sure, why not? Okay. Is there any, and those, by the way, all those meetups are also on Flat Earth Meetups?
FlatEarthFestivals.com under Flat Earth Friendly Meetups in the top
Awesome.
menu item.
Wonderful. Well, if that's all taken care of the way, let's go to, what are we looking like? Yeah, we're looking pretty good. Let's go to headlines, shall we?
We shall.
Okay, we're going to do one headline, and then we're going to take a quick sidebar and talk about the eclipse. Well, let's do the headline first. So the thumbnail for this show, which was called "Ruled by Vampires," was taken partially because of something unique that Putin said. So if you go to RT.com, he called it the vampire ball. Putin said in an interview, by the way, he was just reelected to his 5th term. No surprises there. The Western media were coming down on him. It was like, 5th term. It's like he's running the election. It's like, yeah, that's the whole point. He's never leaving. He's there until he dies. Or he gets overthrown, one of the two. But yeah, when you win 5 elections in the row without any opposing forces, you're going to do it. Anyway, so the headline is Western vampire ball is ending. President Putin gives interview to Russian media. And he was saying that Western elites being able to exploit other nations and other peoples across the world is coming to an end, he said. So if you want to hear the whole interview, sure. What is he alluding to? Don't know. Will America fall? Well, let's get into that. So we don't have a headline for this, but let's talk about the eclipse. I'm letting people know ahead of time because I'm sure Karen's getting some emails as well. Look, yes, we've got a few weeks before the eclipse, which is coming up. I believe it's on the 8th or the 9th.
It's on the 8th.
It's on the 8th. All right. Mm-hmm. I realize, so there's 3 camps out there. One, of course, is me, which is, no, you know what? Let's go with the other 2 camps first. One camp thinks that, and this would be the bulk of the Christian community that have been contacting me. Again, I'm not picking, like, I was raised, born again evangelical. They swear that this is going to be the end of America. America will end on April 8th. Because the eclipse is going to run through and it's going to be biblical and we are Mystery Babylon and something magical, supernatural is going to happen. So that's their camp. The other camp, there's another camp which thinks that, okay, there's going to be some sort of staged event during this and the eclipse is going to be used as a cover, which is the eclipse is going to be a big misdirect and then you can use that and do all sorts of ninja shenanigans and wreck all sorts of things, and we can, it's going to be used on all sides for all sorts of false flags. And I know we're not supposed to say the word, but I'm not applying it to anything directly. Then there's the third camp, which is me, which is like, look, I'm older. And Pina and I were talking about this before the show, which is, look, I won't even go back to Haley's comment. I'll just go back to Y2K. On the eve of Y2K, for those of you who are old enough to remember, we didn't know what was going to happen that next morning when all of a sudden went from 1999 to 2000. Didn't know. Everyone thought there was going to be computer problems everywhere and stoplights and planes were going to fall out of the sky and cash machines were going to spit money into the streets. There were literally people hanging out by cash machines waiting for that to happen at midnight. Nothing happened. Nothing at all. I don't remember a single damn thing that happened. And then I was a big guy into Nibiru, right? Remember the movie 2012 with John Cusack? That was done in 2009. That was a while ago. And then it's like, oh, Nibiru's a year late. Oh, no, it's 2 years late. It's 3. And then people stop keeping track. And I've heard this goes on and on and on. So, officially, just for the record, do I think that anything is going to happen with the American eclipse that's going to cross from Texas and go all the way up through Maine? Officially, no. I do not. Unofficially, if you want me to speculate, you want me to just throw you a bone, it's like, okay, fine. Hypothetically, yes, you could have total devastation as the path of totality creates earthquakes and electromagnetic storms and a high possibility of reverse vampires simultaneously as it goes through and it crosses Indianapolis. And by the time it hits Buffalo, it will be a zombie dystopia. Could that happen? Sure. Do I expect it to happen? No. But again, I'm jaded. So again, you think that you're going to wake up that morning and it's going to be a nightmare. Hey, I mean, I could be wrong, but look, I cry wolf. I've heard it too many times in the past. So no, I don't think it's going to happen. Karen, do you think anything weird's going to happen?
The sun's going to black out for a few minutes
There you go.
I think that's going to be about it.
That we pretty much have a guarantee. And remember, that only happens, the weirdness only happens if it's good weather. If it's bad weather, hey, you don't even know when it's happening.
Yeah.
So
be like nighttime for a couple minutes.
yeah. Well, exactly. All of a sudden it get really, really dark, and yeah. So whatever. I just don't have any faith in it. So there you go. That's my official stance on it. We'll talk about more of the eclipse as we get closer to it. But the fear mongering that's going on there, it's like, come on, guys, don't bet the farm on this. Don't do it. I've been burned too many times in the past. Of course, watch, a big space armada happen that morning and be like, crap. But then I wouldn't be able to get on the internet, and you guys wouldn't be able to give me crap anyway. Okay, next headline. Let's go to rt.com.
I just don't think anything will happen because there's going to be too many cameras on the sky.
There you go. Try faking it. Okay, this is just a quick. We're gonna punch through some of these. Russian oil plant ablaze after drone attack, targeted by Ukrainian UAVs in the early hours of Wednesday. Okay, just a quick reminder. Because remember, war hasn't been declared yet, but we are smacking. NATO is fighting Russia. They are, but it hasn't been declared, so they're not fighting Russia. There is no Ukrainian army. There's no Ukrainian forces left. It's freaking NATO. And by that, I mean United States advisors, SAS advisors all over the place. Why England is trying to take point on this, I don't know. But Russia knows all this stuff. And so, yeah, that's what happens. So whenever you see Ukrainian something does something to Russia, just fill in Ukrainian with NATO ninjas. That's it. Next one down. BBC.com.
Probably Navy SEALs.
Well, Peanut would actually chime in with Green Berets.
Yeah.
Yeah, Green Berets.
Some sort of special services.
Yes. Yeah. Okay, Elon Musk Starship goes farther than ever. Of course, there's the hollowed out Starship. I guarantee is absolutely nothing in there at all. That thing probably weighs, it's literally probably just a shell. Made major progress in its third test flight. It went up and supposedly detached, and then it crashed. But they said it was a complete success. SpaceX boss Elon Musk was delighted with the outcome of the flight. Yep. Look, and then there's
always delighted. Even when it crashes, they're like, it's just a small stepping stone on the way to the moon or Mars, whatever.
You see that picture down below with all the people pointing up. Yeah, couldn't be. It's like, all right, yeah. No, it's just so irritating because it's the biggest rocket ever. Okay, sure it is. Next one down. Whatever. Let's just keep going with more crap. Oh yeah, Voyager 1 sputters back to life. And some of you guys aren't even old enough to remember Voyager 1. Voyager 1 was sent in the freaking 70s. Voyager 1. Early 70s. And supposedly it's still going. 50 years ago, it's still transmitting something. It's like, okay, we're just gonna write programs back in like soap opera stars. Didn't he die like 3 seasons ago? Yep, doesn't matter. Didn't the Voyager die 2 decades ago? Yep. But it's back now.
Of course it is.
Because nothing breaks in NASA, ever.
Right.
Voyager.
We and by the way, if you want cars from the early 70s, like automobile, like regular cars here on Earth, aren't even still rolling around.
How old, by the way, is Voyager 1? Just so you guys know, and Peanut knows this. It was used as a major plot point in the very first Star Trek movie. Okay.
Right. Oh yeah, Voyager 1.
Voyager, yeah. Voyager. Oh, that's how old this thing is. Most of the cast members from that movie are dead. And yet, this thing keeps
still going. It's like the Energizer Bunny.
Next one down. Livescience.com, which means you absolutely know it's true. Oh, this one was kind of interesting. I was a little surprised they released this. This one's for Witsit and Weiss and other people. James Webb Telescope confirms there is something seriously wrong about the understanding of our universe. Depending on where we look, the universe is expanding at different rates. Now scientists using the James Webb and Hubble telescopes have confirmed that the observation is not down to a measurement error. Why is the universe expanding at different rates? Why is there some sort of observational issue or paradox? Don't know. It's almost like we're the center of some sort of universe or projection system. Anyway, moving on.
I like how their little universe is like different layers of plates.
Right.
It's like, come on, buddy.
This one was sent in by Nicole. She sent this one. I thought this was interesting. No one else sent me this one. Northrop Grumman, they're one of the big military contractors, to develop concept for lunar railroad. And that doesn't mean a railroad that goes from here to the moon. That means a train system on the moon. Wait, but nobody's there. So who exactly is the train for? Putting the cart before the horse? No, this is the train before the horse, guys. What are you doing? You're spending money on this? There's money to be made here, apparently?
Well, Northrop Grumman would be a government contractor, and you know how it is with the government. Spend that money or you're not getting it next year.
So,
hey, I got an idea. Lunar Railroad.
Lunar Railroad. Gonna be a lot of passengers, a lot of traffic on that railroad. Gonna be waiting a long time for those trains.
I mean, they worked in California. Remember the big plans for the railroad in California, and that went down the toilet. But they sure spent a lot of money on it. People made money.
We talking about the Elon Musk underground bullet train? That one? Or are we talking about the normal railroad?
I'm talking about whatever the train that Jerry Brown and all.
Oh yeah, that one crashed and burned too. And then Elon said, "Oh, I'm going to do a bullet train from LA to San Fran." It's like, no, you're not, and he didn't. And now it's not going to happen. Okay, next one down. Speaking of Elon, let's throw this one out there. Elon Musk reveals 2 very mentally ill people tried to kill him in the past 6 months, and neither of them were me. So who were these guys, right? Elon revealed that there have been 2 attempts to assassinate him while in Texas. Both suspects were mentally ill. Yeah, again, that's just a hype machine. Again, I wasn't there. I knew nothing.
And they espoused conspiracy theories about products his myriad of companies have developed.
Yeah. Because again, he's Tony Stark, and he has personally overseen and designed and engineered everything. He hand built the Starship rocket.
Right.
God has never turned a wrench in his life. All right, next one down. We're gonna do at least. We'll do a couple.
Sorry, I just have to wonder if this is like targeted individuals or something that are like, it's you and your Neuralink.
Oh, well, one of them was the guy that says, he literally says, you've already turned me into AI because your Neuralink's in my head. And of course, the Neuralink wasn't in his head, but whatever. Again, it adds to the myth. It adds to the legend. It's like, he's so popular, people want to kill him. He's like Taylor Swift.
God.
Oh, he's got stalkers. No, he doesn't. Where's his mansion, by the way? Where's his Bruce Wayne hot rods that he's driving around? Where's his flash money? I have never seen this guy. If he is one of the richest men in the world, I mean, look, at least Bezos, he's never in the same place twice. He's always in like boats and planes and stuff. I've never even seen. Does Elon have his own plane? I've never even seen him on one.
Oh, I'm sure.
I think he's all theater. I think they've got him hopping around just doing headlines, and he doesn't. Whatever. You know what? Enough. Next, we'll do 2 more. Then we're gonna go to break, and then we'll start up with. Do we have time? Yeah, we got time. First one. Okay, so remember last week when I said that RFK Jr. was looking for a VP candidate? And one of the people on his list, well, it's not going to be Aaron Rodgers. But the second Aaron Rodgers was even hinted at it, CNN went after him and said, and I'm going to be careful here, RFK Jr.'s VP prospect Aaron Rodgers has shared false conspiracy theories on a school incident in Connecticut some years ago in private conversations. Yeah, Aaron Rodgers is a total conspiracy guy. He's a total member of the truth community. Absolutely, 100%. You remember, he was the one that says, I'm not taking the shot in your arm. You can go screw yourselves. He's the one that I think he coined the term medical freedom, which was awesome. Good for you. But that first thing they went after, it's like, oh, no. He talked about that school in private conversations, said it wasn't real. And that, trying to discredit him almost immediately. Conspiracy people can't run for office. All right, last one before we get to the Royals. This one I know is going to be kind of an awkward segue, but you get this, right? So, but this one, again, they're doubling down. So shots in the arm, you know what I'm talking about. cut the risk of virus-related heart failure and blood clots, a new study finds. Researchers say jabs substantially reduce for up to a year the chances of serious cardiovascular complications. So they're going the complete other way, where everyone in our community, we know full well, it's like, oh, no. They are the cause. They come back and they say, no, it prevents it. The best defense is a good offense. Brilliant. Absolutely freaking brilliant. You're never going to be able to get it's not, of course, it's a absolutely bogus study, but you bet it's gonna get people to take more shots in the arm. Okay, we're gonna go to break. And when we come back, we are going to do Lucky Unlucky, but first we are going to open with, again, the new segment, which I am going to keep covering until I see her and I judge for myself. And the segment is called, Where is Princess Kate? You think it was weird last week? Oh, no. Karen, let's go to that music.
Oh, damn it. Why is this muted?
While Karen's searching for the music button and our producer, Peanut, is like, what the hell?
Hold on. I know what it is.
Did I say, where's Princess Kate? Oh, here we go. Wow.
Me, Milo.
There are some exciting new features on the Flat Earth, Sun, Moon, and Zodiac Clock app. Our new Profiles module allows you to create a personalized wall with as much or as little information as you like. Connect with other blue dots anywhere across our amazing Flat Earth plane. Share your favorite images, videos, and stories on your wall. Search for other blue dots by using keywords or by name. You never know who you might meet. Add friends to your Flat Earth circle. Keep track of your friend requests and invites from others in the Request tab. See what your friends are up to and interact with them. In the Edit section of your profile, scroll down to the Search Terms for Your Profile section and add in all of your hobbies and talents, so other blue dots can connect with you. From any group chat, long press on the comment to directly link to that user's profile. From a one-to-one chat, click the info button on the upper right to see your options. Invite them to be in your circle of friends. With the simple swipe to the left, you can now mute notifications for selected groups of your choosing. Our Images section has gotten a big upgrade. You can now use keyword searching to bring up all of the images that you're looking for. No more scrolling and hunting. We plan on adding thousands of more images as we get them from blue dots across the plane. If you are seeing this video, it's time to update your app and find your tribe.
Join me, Karen B, every Moon Day at 9:30 a.m. for Coffee Talk on YouTube, Rumble, and Rockfin. You never know what you'll learn about in the coffee shop. Open topic and open phones, y'all. Join me.
Welcome back to Strange World, part 2 of 4. It's you, me, the always lovely Karen B. And sometimes Peanut. Yep. And you know what? That was Joe Jackson stepping out from his album.
Night and day.
Yep. All right. So we did the main headlines. We talked about the eclipse. And now we're going to do my next favorite segment. And honestly, I hope this keeps going because the Royals just keep making huge mistakes. Let's go into where is Princess Kate? First one. This is from I don't know what country this is from. International The News. Okay, so first off, the Royals have been, again, everything. I think it's partially because the Queen died. Once she died, I think all the really good decisions, all the tempered decisions, just went out the window, and now they're just winging it, and it's going bad. Kind of like when the Game of Thrones guys ran out of material and they decided to write their own stuff for the last 2 seasons. Yeah, you remember what happened there. It was a nightmare. Absolute freaking nightmare. It's like, what the hell is even happening? Like, we're under contract. You can't fire us. It's like, well, good luck getting work afterwards. So this one, Princess Kate's health deteriorates as media witch hunt gains momentum, right? Kate Middleton is said to be under intense stress after being severely scrutinized. So what they're doing here is they're saying, and I quote, she's currently said to be bearing the brunt of being a royal in the wake of continued media scrutiny coupled with nefarious rumors. Okay. You can't blame the public. You can't blame social media for coming down on you when you were the one that started. This is a chicken and the egg thing, right? You were the one, again, I'm not blaming her. She might be dead as far as I know. You were the one that didn't put her in front of the camera since Christmas. And now you're saying, oh, she hasn't been in front of the camera because people are so concerned about why she's not in front of the camera. That doesn't even make sense. Okay? Don't even know where you're going with that one. That is just dumb. So yeah, terrible headline. Let's move on. Next one down from Newsmax. I don't do a lot of Newsmax, but I want to throw this out there because they were the one of the few people that covered it. Prince William and Kate promised to be more open on her recovery. Okay, so once she gets back to the public eye, they're going to be more open. However, when she going back into the public eye, you scroll down a bit, and I gotta read this, right? Despite the tumultuous period for the royal family, again, they're making it look like they're suffering. It's like, what? All you have to do is put her in front of the camera. Even Jamie Foxx, remember, even he made that move, that little video on his own where he looked like warmed over death, where he was talking to the camera, but you absolutely knew it was him. It's like, wow, you look terrible. But hey, at least it's you. At least you're not dead, right? They won't even give us that. So despite the despite the tumult, I can't pronounce it.
Tumultuous.
Period. You guys wonder why I have terrible time with like foreign names. If you really want to screw me up, email me a story with somebody's name that is absolutely unpronounceable. Plans. Karen just gets a kick out of that because she could tell I'm just gonna die when I'm not like the newscasters. They could roll their R's like at a blink of an eye. And like they just rattle it off. Anyway, plans remain for the traditional release of a new photograph to celebrate their children's birthdays. Prince Louis, their youngest child, is set to turn 6th on the 23rd of April, with expectations this occasion may allow the royals to address Kate's health concerns. Okay, so just so you know, they're not even going to release a second still shot until the end of April. And that's a maybe, and only because one of their kids has a birthday coming up, and she's supposed to be at the birthday gathering. What the hell is going on out there? So even the Crown has already said, it's like, we're not even gonna release. Remember how the first shot did, right? First shot didn't even make it 18 hours, right? So it gets better because then it's like, okay, we'll think of something clever. What we'll do is we'll release a short little video of her walking with William, and we'll give it to only one source, which is The Sun, which is the British version of TMZ, and have them get the exclusive, and they put their watermark all over it. Let's go down to that one. And then they sold part of it to TMZ. TMZ ran it for 12 hours, and then all of a sudden TMZ is like, yeah, we give the people what they want, and the public ain't buying it. TMZ, Kate Middleton, conspiracy theorists say the new video ain't Kate. And there's a video of her walking. Of course, it's got the TMZ watermark because they bought it from The Sun. And it's from a distance. in all its 480p glory. It is low freaking res, and you can pause that any way you want. Whoever the hell that is, the comment section was brutal. It's like, okay, so that was Kate when in like 2009?
Right.
When the hell was that? And why is it taken from a distance? Why is she walking so fast? If she's in, for someone who's under the weather, she's certainly, but the big thing was, you can scroll down here. Of course, they dissected it all over the place. One, this girl's taller than Kate. Two, she's practically a lookalike. But the big thing down below, the thing that got me was they walked in front of two sheds that still had their Christmas decorations up, which meant it was not a new video. This thing, and people were saying, oh, it's taken from Christmas. And people were like, yeah, Christmas from 10 years ago. It's like, where the hell, right? So, yep, bad. Super, super bad. You guys can scroll down the article. So no, again, and this is what the Royals are just making terrible, terrible decisions, which is they're saying, okay, we're not going to release a still shot. And then they pretend it's like, okay, we're going to leak this shot to the press. And then the mainstream media just destroyed it. So even the BBC wasn't running this as their main headline. Again, we'll end the segment with the way I started it. Where the hell is Princess Kate? Don't forget, and Peanut reminds me of this on a regular basis. She is going to be the Queen of England soon, not down the road, soon. Remember, Prince Charles has cancer. They won't even say what kind of cancer he has other than it's bad. And they're supposedly going to do some sort of press conference about this pretty soon. When he dies, she becomes queen and William becomes king. So where is she? Because this is kind of important. Because, what, if Prince Charles dies tomorrow, well, they probably wouldn't tell us anyway, but whatever. So anyway, I'm going to keep following this and have some fun with it. Okay, let's go down to Lucky Unlucky. We got a bunch because, as you know, it's just a fluke that we keep running this segment every show. We don't even get close to being skunked. First one's from Fox News. Olivia Munn, you know her, actress, diagnosed with breast cancer, which she, turbo version, she just announced in April of 23. Wow, it's kind of a big deal, right? But she's still alive, so hey, good for you. There's still steps she can take. Next one down, Fox News. Kate Beckinsale. Remember, she's I'd call her UK A-lister. One of the A-lister hotties. I remember her from Underworld. She was the big lead in Underworld. Shares cryptic post from hospital bed as she endures mystery illness. Scroll down. They don't even mention, by the way, Underworld in here. It's like serendipity. Really? That's what you're gonna throw her as? No. Anyway, you scroll down. She's trying to look as good as she can with the funny sort of bow thing on her head. Yeah, she doesn't look great.
I can't show it because they want me to sign in.
Oh, sorry. Anyway, moving on. Next one. So Kate Beckinsale, she's alive. TMZ.com, the finest journalism in the world. You know what? I'm going to retract part of that. I give TMZ a lot of crap, but I will say this: they do give the people what they want. They go wherever the wind is blowing, that's where their sales are. And so again, when the Royals initially did that thing, it's like, oh look, Kate's okay. And again, once 12 hours later, and all their comment sections were filled with like, what the hell? Then they flipped. They said, oh, our readers don't think it's real. It's like, good for you, TMZ. You go where you follow the media. I love it. Let's see. General Hospital star Robin Bernard, dead at 64. She was in a bunch of stuff. And let's see what happened to her. Do we know? Death investigation. Oh, they just found her. Dead. No cause of death. Autopsy is scheduled. Toxicology will take several weeks. We'll hear about it down the road. Okay, next one down. This one's from, first time we've probably done this one, Slay News. I got to be careful in reading this. Pro-shot doctor drops dead of what, Karen?
Heart attack.
Heart
At
attack?
43?
At 43? That doesn't sound right, Karen. I think this is fake news. This can't be real. A prominent doctor who used social media to pressure the public into taking shots died suddenly at 43.
Can we just talk about how it prevents heart attack?
Well, we haven't got. Oh, yes, you're right. Yeah. Well, Karen, this is obviously fake news because a study was just done saying that the shots actually prevent heart attacks.
Yes.
So whatever she died of was not that.
She must have had it must be hereditary or something.
That must be it. And it's a shame because she was clinical head of trauma surgery. Oh, it's too bad. Really, really is. And I'm sorry. People say, "Oh, Mark, you shouldn't poke fun." It's like, yeah, I can, because the other side never pokes fun at us about this because it never happens, right? When's the last anti-shot story we read? Because I'll read them if they're out there. Because remember, they'd lead with that. The news used to do that back in the, oh, anti-shot person dies, anti-shot person. I was like, well, because they were on a ventilator, which was weird. But when's the last anti-shot person that caught suddenly recently? You know anybody in the mainstream media? I don't think we've covered them in what, 2 years? Peanut? 2 years at least? Not even. They don't exist. All right, next one down.
The last person I know who was like that passed away was Rob Skiba.
There you go. And he was a ventilator.
Yeah, and that was crazy.
Yeah.
Trauma surgeon too. We actually need trauma surgeons.
Yeah, we do. It's a shame that we lost her. She was an
It is a shame.
Yeah, I agree. Next one down from USA Today. Oof, this one's kind of rough. After a pregnant New York teacher collapses at school and dies, community mourns. Well, yeah, because how old was she? She was
she looks so young. She looks like she's in her 20s.
Yep.
If that's the picture of her.
I don't have a date on her. I got nothing. Oh, good Lord. And she taught special ed. Oh, that's rough. That is freaking rough. Yeah. Yeah, she was found. Yeah, and in fact, they found her during a break in her classroom, dead on the floor.
She had a baby?
What?
And it says she had a baby?
Well, yeah, but the baby didn't make it.
Or was she pregnant?
She was pregnant.
Oh, and the baby died?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I know. I know. A pregnant teacher who taught special ed in her 20s. Yeesh. That's bad.
Thanks, New World Order.
Yeah, thanks, guys. That's a feel-good story. All right, CNN.com. Well, Nicole Eggert, if you remember her from Baywatch, otherwise known as Boob Watch, shaves her head amid treatment for breast cancer. She also was just diagnosed, back in 23? Yep, December of 23. She has not had it long at all. I think it's interesting, by the way, if you ever look up the trivia on Baywatch, it is was at one point one of the most popular shows in the world, which is weird. I credit it to the acting and the script writing. It was the writing was top notch. The acting was amazing. I don't know what else it could be that could generate so much ratings all over the world. That show was so easy to translate. so easy. I think most guys just didn't even have the sound on when they were watching that show. Okay, next.
Why would they need to?
Men are pigs.
I watched one episode, I think, and I was like, this is the dumbest show I ever seen.
Yeah. Yeah. How many times in a season can we show people running down the beach in slow motion? How many times? A lot, apparently.
Oh, yes.
Next one down, NewYorkPost.com. How are we doing on time? We're okay. We're good. Former NHL hockey player, Konstantin Koltsov. That one was so bad. Who was dating tennis star Arina Sabalenka. He died at 42. What happened to him? Ooh, they say it's an apparent suicide as no foul play is expected. However, that isn't. Oh, wow. Did he actually jump from a balcony? Okay. Hey, you know what? It's one of the few legitimate. I mean, it was sudden and unexpected, but it wasn't like they found him. He jumped from the balcony. So
that's sad. Wonder what made him do that.
I know. Was the wife in the room with him, or was there another girl in the room with him? Or because he was dating a Russian tennis star, did he do something bad and piss off some Russians? You know what? All are probably viable, in my opinion. Either way, he went off the balcony and did a swan dive and did not hit the pool. Next one down. This one, if you guys remember the movie Saving Private Ryan, this kind of reminded me of this. Thank you, by the way, for whoever sent it to me. Glasgow family heartbroken as third brother dies suddenly in 4 years. Andrew Montgomery, 26, passed away in his sleep while he was staying with his mother, who has now lost 3 sons. Apparently, they were being their caregivers. So like the first one shows up, it's like, I'll take care of your mom, dead. I'll take care of your mom, dead.
And a daughter-in-law.
Wow.
So one of their wives too.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Yeah, there's your genetic thing. This family was predisposed to something suddenly, and that makes sense, doesn't it? Genetically, there'd be some people that would be, in that family line, in that bloodline, their blood did not mix well with whatever went into their blood, if you know what I mean. Wink, nudge. Okay, next one down. We got a few more, and then we'll do Clown World, and then I'll talk about the eclipse a little bit because there was an email that came to me with legitimate eclipse questions, believe it or not. Celine Dion, this is from People Magazine. Celine Dion, you remember her? Grateful for the love as she poses with all 3 of her sons on Stiff Person Syndrome Awareness Day. Okay, why is this important? As you know, Celine Dion, who had a lifetime contract in Vegas, they built a hotel around her, kind of like they did for Elvis. Hard to believe, the woman had 1 album. Again, she should be sending the biggest fruit baskets to James Cameron on a regular basis, the guy that directed Titanic, because that was basically her claim to fame. That movie was monstrous, and the soundtrack from it was all her. And she developed a neurological disorder and had to quit showbiz and go to Canada. But now she makes appearances every once in a while, and they blame it on stiff person syndrome, a completely made up thing. It's like, oh, okay, it's stiff person. But so now they're just locking this in. It's like, oh no, it's stiff person syndrome. We now have an awareness day for it, and she's now the spokesperson.
It says she calls it an autoimmune disorder.
There you go. What? Karen, it's weird. I keep hearing this autoimmune disorder thing with all these different symptoms.
Yeah.
What could affect and reduce your immune system to such a degree that anything that affects you hits you like a truck? I'm baffled.
Baffled.
Yeah.
Baffling.
Also, another word. You guys want to have fun? Do a search sometime in Google for doctors are baffled and see what comes up. Bet you can guess what it is. All right. Last but not least. Oh, no. Last one before Clown World. And this one actually segues into Clown World, which is, let's get into this real fast. It's from NewYorkPost.com. Could not make this up. It's practically a Clown World on its own, right? The headline, in weird but true. Again, weird but true, because it never would have happened again. My heart stopped. Then the paramedic treating me had a heart attack. So again, this is law of averages. So a woman catches suddenly. They rushed to her house, and then the emergency responder then collapsed on his own while treating her for a cardiac arrest. She was 31. And how old was the
55.
55.
Jeremy Williams was 55.
He was doing chest you couldn't write this better. He was doing chest compressions on her when it happened. So then he kills over. Well, who came to his aid? His teammates, then his guys working on him and her simultaneously.
Right.
See, 5 years ago,
continued to shock Devane while others turned their attention to Williams.
Oh God. Again, it's like, they put this in the weird section. It's not weird to me. This is just law of averages. Yeah, that's going to happen eventually. And then, of course, the eclipse is going to activate all the different oxide particles, and it's just going to be a path of death. People are just going to drop like cows during like a ritual sacrifice. Okay. Anyway, moving on. Clown World. We got one, and then we'll talk about the eclipse stuff because I had to write in on some questions. So Clown World. Okay. Again, this one just pissed me off. Pisses off Karen, pisses off Peanut, but only in Canada. Again, look, I love Canadians. I lived in Canada for a year, but my God, guys, seriously. And this is Toronto. This is their biggest city. right? This is an Americanized city. I have been to Toronto. Toronto police advise locals to leave car keys near the front doors to avoid confrontations with violent thieves. Home invasions and break and entering for auto theft occurrences rose 400% last year, which is weird in itself. So what was happening was people were breaking in the houses, and well, your most valuable item is probably your car, and they were going for the car keys, and they got to look around, and they got to rattle you out of bed. It's like slap you around. Where are the keys? Where are the keys? I'll kill you. Right. And then eventually you give them the keys and, maybe you lose a couple of your family members in the process. And so their recommendation is to put the keys right next to the front door. So that way, when the burglars / home invasion come in, they can just take the keys and leave with your car. What do you think, Karen? You agree with that?
No, I don't agree with that.
No? What would happen? What would happen?
I'd be setting up booby traps. I'd be like, I'm gonna leave my keys on the side with a booby trap and cut your hand off when you come in there and try to take my car keys.
I'm gonna put a challenge out there to anybody's thinking about it. I'm gonna put my car keys where I usually put them, right next to my nightstand. In fact, it's gonna be it's gonna be on my side on the nightstand. You're gonna have to get past me to get them. I'm betting you're not gonna make it. Or if you do, you're not making it to the car. And even then, there's a couple of things I could do. You're not making it off the driveway anyway. So, and I get it. Again, I understand Toronto, non-confrontational. You don't want to upset people, because there are some people who are just going to give them the keys. So this way you don't even have to worry about it. You can just stay in your bedroom and yell from behind your bedroom door, "Keys are by the door."
So ridiculous. So it's like, it just makes me think that there's some sort of car theft ring and the cops are in on it. They're like, we're telling everybody to put their keys by the door.
Yeah.
Like, what is this?
All right.
So total clown world.
I do want to answer a couple questions real fast, because people are going to be asking me Eclipse stuff, and Mark, why do eclipses change their location on the Earth if the clock system is the same? Like, why is well, that is interesting, by the way, that where the eclipse in 2017 went through a bunch of towns called Salem, and this time they're going through a bunch of towns called Nineveh, Nineveh. I did think that was interesting. Very, very true. If you believe in weird rituals, that is really odd. I have no idea why that is. Eclipses for me, again, are just an elaborate part of the clock system. That's it. Stars in the sky, the planets in the sky, and the eclipses. Everything in the sky is part of the clock system, and the eclipse is just a rare clock event. Why Nineveh is in there, honestly, until this year, I didn't even know Nineveh was a real town name. Didn't even know it was a thing.
I didn't either.
Somebody's
into that stuff.
Well, again, we'll see. If you're hanging out in the eclipse, I'm sure you'll be fine. The chances of you being hit by a giant black wave of oblivion, probably like 1 in 3. Maybe, Mark, the new moon is what covers the sun in an eclipse. No, in fact, you guys want to look up, there's a wonderful vid, and I'll send you the link for it, from Mike Helmick, which is, he was the one that called me back in 2017. He goes, nothing is covering the eclipse. He goes, the sun is eclipsing itself. It's darkening itself like it would in a planetarium. And I go, get out of here. And he showed me some interesting videos and snapshots, and we did a Strange World episode on it when Mike Helmick, rest in peace, was still alive. So check it out if you get a chance. It's on my channel. Just type in Mike Helmick, and you will see his wonderful video. He did great work. 2 more real fast. Do we have time? Yeah, we got time. 3, what other interesting facts are there about the eclipses that we should know? I probably rattled them off in the beginning. Again, reverse vampires, zombies, activating virus particles in people that haven't dropped suddenly yet, probably. And 4, outline how eclipses are predicted. But eclipses are just predicted
Not predicted, it's a cycle.
Yeah, it's just a cycle.
Look up Soros cycle, Saros, not George Soros, but Saros, Saros, Saros cycles.
Yeah, there's no prediction involved. It's cyclical. We know exactly when the eclipses are going to happen, and now we can tell you exactly where the paths are. So why the locations change is just the way it's laid out. That's it. And how you don't have
They repeat.
Yeah. And by the way, outline how we can predict them on the FE model. Again, they're not being predicted. You just take wherever they're going on the globe model and you can project them on. In fact, I'm a little surprised that the app hasn't done this, where you can lay out exactly where the eclipses are going on the flat model. It's really doesn't look that much different, although it'd be kind of curious. Go ahead, Karen.
Everything in the sky is a cycle. And the reason we know they're a cycle is because before there was the internet, before there were these little black scrying boxes that had your attention, people watched the sky and they wrote down everything they saw. And those are called canons or ephemerides. So if you go look up how they know what the eclipses are, they tell you at the bottom in little tiny print in the webpage. You really got to look for it. But it is based on all these canons and these ephemerises, which is basically a cataloging of the placement of everything in the sky. And just think about, like, when you're talking about when you look at the sky, where do you look at them from? Observatories. The only thing we can ever do with the sky is observe it. So for millennia, the sky was observed and cataloged, and they saw the cycles, and that is how we know everything's going to happen. So nobody predicts it. Flat Earth doesn't predict it. The globe Earth doesn't predict it. It just happens. It's a cycle that repeats.
There you go. There you go. Although back in the old days, and we'll do this just before we go to break, back in the old days, which was used quite effectively in the Mel Gibson movie Apocalypto, was back before we knew exactly what the cycles were, they pretended to predict them with magical powers, and then you could use that as sway over the masses and do all sorts of fun stuff. It's like, if I'm right about everything and you should crown me a demigod if the sun disappears now. Oh my God.
If you don't worship me, I will blot out the sun.
There you go. Oh,
you know?
I think of it. Again, if you've never seen the movie Apocalypto, oh, it's brilliant in that. And there isn't a single word of English in it, but it's awesome. Great movie. All right. We're going to break. When we come back, we will take your phone calls. So, Karen, let's do that music thing we do.
Hey, are you a foodie? Are you looking for the best salsas and hot sauce to serve at your next Mexican cultural appropriation party? A salsa that will knock your guests flat on their rear ends? Or maybe you're just looking for that authentic roasted chili flavor. Imperio Salsa is small batch and handcrafted with choice non-GMO ingredients. It is legit my favorite salsa ever. Support your local flat earther and go to imperiosalsa.com and order some of the best salsa on the plane. Shipping is included on all USA orders, and oh, look at this. The more you order, the more you save. They have some of the best seasonings that go great on your homemade guacamoles and quesadillas, or whatever you like. They are the bomb. Season your meat with it. Season everything with it. Go get it. Keep it flat. Eat my salsa.
Welcome back to Strange World. Part 3 of 4. It's you, me, the always lovely and hardly ever witchy Karen B. And Peanut smoking his 48th cigarette of the day. He isn't Karen.
Wonder how close that is to accurate.
I don't know. Probably a lot. Remember, he used to, I'd give it
So
away.
there's still 20 in a pack, right?
Yeah, it's still 20 in a pack.
Okay, so at least 40 then.
Yeah. Really? Is it 40 today? I don't know. Are you 2-pack a day? Yeah, he's at least 2 packs a day.
3.
Oof.
You might be close. You
Dude,
might be.
I know. Nothing's gonna kill you. Probably not. Except you're gonna be in Broken Bow during the eclipse. So nice knowing you. Watch. By the way, watch this path mow down everyone around him. Peanut'll message me. It's like, well, I got good news and bad news. I'm the last man standing in a field of people. Half of them turned into zombies. Some turned into reverse vampires. and the rest caught suddenly. Now, honestly, I look, you guys know me. I love dystopian movies. I love dystopian plot lines. I've just been led down the path so many times that I can't get hyped up about this. I can't.
No.
I can't.
I can't get hyped up about anything either.
I can't. I've heard it.
The point.
And come on, in the last couple of years, how many times have we talked about it? It's like, oh, there's gonna be a huge war in Ukraine. Nope, there's not. Oh, China and Taiwan. Nope. Oh, the Israel thing. Nope, they're just gonna start building condos in the Gaza Strip. So is anything gonna live up to the hype? Nope. And I'm saying this, but secretly hoping.
What do you mean? Wait, what about the Gaza Strip?
Oh, that they're gonna eventually just start building condos and take over,
yeah.
because I'm sorry.
When we were looking at articles, it's all Jared Kushner says the beachfront property in Gaza could be very valuable, and I was like,
you think? You think? If you guys have ever seen photos,
there's just no shame. There's just no shame.
Watch drone footage of the Gaza Strip, months or like a year ago. It's
yeah.
That is gorgeous beachfront property.
Absolutely beautiful. There was a beautiful video I was looking at where there was a mosque right there right facing the beach.
Yeah, that's
all today. Everything is just rubble.
I know beachfront. There's tons and tons. There's more beachfront in Washington than there is in California, and that place is a gold mine. There's like $1 billion worth of beachfront just in property.
Of course, they have a lot of oil. I mean, it's
yeah. So whatever. Everything's done for something. And hey, you know what? While we're at it, let's make some money. Shall we? I mean, come on. That's the American. We've talked about that before. If you guys want to watch a wonderful documentary, it was done some number of years ago called Why We Fight. And there was this great line in it by one of an ex-CIA analyst. And he goes, the return on investment for war, at least in America, is between 20 and 30%. He goes, you get that sort of return on investment, you're going to start seeing a lot more of it, right? Whether it's warranted or not. It's like you'll make up reasons to come up, for a reason to fight. So America fights for money. And, democracy, freedom, all those good things. And if we don't do it, somebody else is going to. All right, let's do Go USA. Seriously, I do love America. I do. Let's do. Oh, where are my phone lines? Where are my phone lines? There they are. Okay. Let's do 505. 505 in New Mexico, because as you know, the real estate that we took from Mexico was worth a few shekels. Yeah. Let's get to it. What's happening, 505?
Yes, I like your reference to shekels, Mark, because that brings us back to the Bible tonight. That's awesome. But they're not getting it. Not for any.
I wasn't really going there, but go ahead. Go ahead.
No, I know. Yeah, no, but as you said in the past, the show tends to rhyme. Yeah.
Well, that's
just quick.
Go ahead.
Go ahead.
No, you're good. You're good.
Just in reference to your headlines, Tale of Two Kates, Kate Beckinsale and and Kate, actually, the princess, both from England, by the way, too.
Oh yeah, oh yeah. There's a lot of Kate.
Right.
Kate is a popular thing over there.
Kate Winslet.
Yep.
Hmm.
Yep.
Yeah. There you go.
Yep.
And then, yeah, and I hope you enjoy that book, Into the Wild. That was a great book. I never saw the movie, but and I Into Thin Air is another one by that same author, John Krakauer. He's a really, really great author for outdoor adventures, by the way.
Yeah. And by the way, I thought it was cast really well. I mean, it was basically a one-man show, and it was a good movie, but man, it was freaking. I knew it. I knew it the second the river reached that certain point. It's like, oh yeah, he's screwed. This is going to be a tragedy, award-winning tragedy. Which movies they usually fall into those categories? You either have a popcorn happy ending movie which makes a lot of money, or an award-winning tragedy. And there have been a ton of them over the years. If you do a where you don't pull any punches, where the ending it's like, oh, it's so sad and you're crying, it's like this thing should win an Oscar. That's usually how it goes. Generally, you don't have both. Yeah, Titanic.
Yeah.
Oh, I mean, Titanic, Braveheart, Unforgiven, $1 Million Baby. Going all of that, Kramer versus Kramer. It goes on and on and on. You just tons and tons of movies. So anyway, go ahead.
Yeah. No, the sad thing, from what I remember in that book, I can't remember exactly how far away he was, but if he just would have walked down the river a little while, there was something that actually took him across that river, but he didn't know it was there.
There's some irony. Yeah.
But anyway, yeah. You know, and I was going to talk about something else tonight, but man, I got to chime in on the Eclipse. And last night I was doing my map with a friend who we're going together, and we were trying to, plot out the lines on just a regular Texas map, a road map. And it took some doing, but yeah, it was great because, you're able to really see the zones if you highlight them, and then see the center and the outlying zones and everything. And so one of the things that I've clued in, and I'm glad you brought this up, was just the names. I'm looking at these names that I heard about from 2017, the towns that maybe everything went through. And I couldn't help but notice, like in 2017, there were 7 Salems, which means peace. And also that's Jerusalem is half the word there. And and it seems like there was a lot of towns with saint names, as I recall.
Yep.
This time around, it seems like everything's a little bit more Nineveh, and maybe some scarier references, maybe the Antichrist type of references. So I'm thinking that God is speaking to us here by revealing his word on the Eclipse map, just by seeing the path. And what one, I didn't really look at it that close, but I saw a couple names that triggered, just some memories from my favorite verses in the Bible. And one of them is going to be a town named Legion, which is in Texas. It's in the path.
Yeah.
It's almost dead center. It's a little bit toward the south. But I don't know if anybody recalls that, Bible scholars, from Mark 5. And that is where Jesus comes ashore and encounters a pretty scary individual who's chained up, living in tombs, and always breaks his chains. And just to give you context, I'll read one verse, and I think everybody will get the picture here. For he said unto him, come out of the man, thou unclean spirit. And he asked him, what is thy name? And he answered, saying, my name is Legion, for we are many. So, he ends up casting them out, and they go, there's like at least 2,000 demons in the sky. So I'm noticing with the Nineveh reference, that brings me back to just multiple kingdoms in the Bible, especially in the story. The Tower of Babel was right in Nineveh, and that was Nimrod's kingdom. And Nebuchadnezzar and Babylon, responsible for the Babylonian captivity.
Yep.
Book of Jonah and the book of Nahum. And of course, we have the future Babylon in the book of Revelation. So I'm kind of looking at this as you had a warning on the first run. Second run is the second part of the X. So I don't know if anything's going to happen that day.
I have heard this as well, which was the first eclipse 7 years. I've gotten a lot of articles and people. I mean, there's entire dedicated Christian websites on this. I know. And 7 years ago was the warning, and you had 7 years to prepare, and this is going to be the big, the big X. It's gonna go through. I've heard this. Am I willing to put money down on it? Nope, not even close. I can't. I mean, it's. Let's put it this way. Just from your standpoint, I don't want to keep you that long, but is this going to change?
Right.
Were you going to go to the eclipse and now you have changed your mind because of this?
Oh, no, not at all. In fact, I look at it as it's on God's timeline. I think he's, just like it says in Genesis 1:14, it's luminaries are for signs, seasons, days, and years. So, no, I'm going to go see it and I'm going to enjoy God's show. I just think that all of this builds up to ultimately what echoes in God's word.
No,
so this could be hundreds of years from now, but yeah.
That being said, look, as you guys know, I wrote a prepper guide. I've been giving up for free for years. If you go to see Eclipse, you should, regardless of which eclipse it is, you probably should have a bug out bag in your car anyway, with supplies anyway. I don't go anywhere without extra supplies in my car. And you should probably have stuff at home, but that has nothing to do with the eclipse. You should have been prepped a long time ago. In fact, when the whole pandemic started, you should have been ramping that up, right? So if you go to the eclipse and you have a candy bar and a thing of soda, that's all you got in your car, well, then you get what you pay for. So that being said, do I think there's going to be a 120-mile wide path of tribulation that's going to run over people like a lawnmower? No, I don't. No, watch it happen, but I highly doubt it. That's going to happen. Anyway, anything else you got?
No, real quick. I think it's just being the U.S. is being offered these two kingdoms, either Jerusalem or the New Babylon. But anything else? Have you guys heard about the cicada thing coming out of the ground too? The 13-year cycle and the 17-year cycle happens right after the eclipse. Apparently, there's going to be a lot of bugs coming out of the ground.
Yes, I've heard that.
Yeah. And that reminds me of Revelation 9 when all the locusts come out of the bottomless pit. But yeah, that's what I got tonight.
All right. Don't lose any sleep over it.
Mark, thanks.
Be prepped for whatever comes. But again, you should be prepped way before this. The eclipse should just be a hurdle on the same road that you're already on. Anyway. All right, man.
Yeah.
Right.
And I'll let you guys get on to the next call. This is a great show. Last week was awesome. Thanks for having Crow on. And I love you guys. And let's see, I'll do a shout out to my brother in Christ, Don, who actually came up to me. He didn't know I was a flat earther and told me the earth was flat a couple weeks ago. So
nice.
Wow, that's amazing. So shout out to Don and of course Jan in Dallas.
All
right. See you, Mark. See you, Karen. Bye, Peanut.
Thanks.
All right. And Peanut, by the way, yeah, good move. Yeah. Of course, Peanut carries an extra couple cartons of cigarettes in the car next to the ammunition. Perfect. That's sound thinking right there for you. Because honestly, I don't know. Again, you could be a rich man if you just stop smoking during the apocalypse. Just saying. You could be a rich man like Kevin Costner.
But he can't take it with him, so Yeah,
that's true. All right. Let's pick up. Hey, you know what? He's early. Let's pick him up. See what happens. Let's pick up Dennis, and then the other people we'll see. Dennis, where are you?
Hey. What's happening?
Hey, are you in Louisiana?
Hey. Yes, I am. I'm not driving for a change. I'm at home.
Oh, cool. So what's on your mind?
Well, yeah, I had not employed right now by choice, so I had time to look a couple things up. I haven't arranged my library yet, but since it's the eclipse coming up, I thought I might mention, just because I know there are 2 volumes I have. One, the classic canon of eclipses. It's a 19th century book, but in German, but it was translated into English. I think Dover Publications last republished it around 1962, but it's The Canon of Eclipses by Theodore Opolzer, and covers every solar and lunar eclipse from 1208 BC to 2161 AD, and it's got half decent black and white illustrations of them. I do have that one in my library, but there's another one, although the illustrations are not quite as good. I've got it also. It's slightly more affordable. There's a more recent one. It's available on Amazon. It's the 5 Millennium Canon of Solar Eclipses. I think you get him. He's got them on lunar eclipses also, but Fred Espenak, I think he's got a volume 2 from year 1 to year 3000, every solar eclipse for like $29 on Amazon. But you could get, the ones for BC on, back to like 2000 BC, and he's got the ones for lunar eclipses too.
Sure.
But I've just put that out there. Those are references. The illustrations are a little bit more tiny in those volumes. But Fred Espenak, that's Espenak. But anyway, the knowledge is common news. The media, internet, you'll find out all about the eclipse anyway. But I thought I'd mention those. Because these books, this eclipse coming up, the one from 2017, the one in 2044, they're all in there showing their path and everything.
Right.
I wanted to mention the I just mentioned that the on Coffee Talk. Forgive me for being a broken record, but I did send Karen. I hooked her up with the a little bit shorter bullwhip, like she was talking about, just the 8-foot version of the same whip. So maybe a little bit more. Perhaps use that one in the thing. She said if she makes a new video for you to. Anyway, that went off, and I think that's. One other thing I just wanted to mention, because I saw a video today. I've got more time now. I'm not 70 hours a week on the job. Colonel Douglas McGregor. I think he's been on Fox News interview.
Right.
Carlson and other places.
Yeah.
He's an expert on military affairs. Plenty of people say one of the best ones. And I would just say I sent you an email. There was an interview he did. It was several months ago, but it was one that really I think if I sum up Michael Vlahos, Vlahos.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's on YouTube. Odessa falls in Ukraine becomes a landlocked country. But basically, it's the best summary I've seen of the first year and a half of the war with Ukraine. It makes total sense of everything, especially in light of the American media, which has kept people ignorant about it. But Colonel McGregor, who you probably possibly have heard of.
I got your.
That's all I got.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Thank you, Dennis, and I did get your email, so I will check that out. So thank you. Have a good one. I'm gonna pick up one more before the break. We're gonna pick up 530 out of California. What's happening?
Hey guys, it's William. Can you guys hear me okay?
Yeah. Yep.
Oh, hey. So the first guy that called in, I did not catch his name, that talked about what was the first guy's name?
John from New Mexico.
Hello? John. Yeah. So, you know how you guys were mentioning that the two eclipses were 7 years apart?
Yeah.
And so you guys were talking about, he was talking about biblical things. And so truly it was 7 years between the two eclipses, just about?
Between the big ones, yeah. The 2017 one, which I was at, which was actually included in Behind the Curve, the documentary. Yeah, 7 years ago. Whew.
Because
kick
it was
myself in the
August.
ass. I
It
went
was
as far
August
as,
in 2017.
Yeah.
Had I traveled 1 more or 2 more hours, I'd have been in totality. But I stopped at my friend's house and I couldn't get him to go. So anyway, so here's the weird thing is, in the book of Revelation, I think it's Revelation or maybe it's Daniel, that it talks about the peace treaty, that the Antichrist is going to make a promise for 7 years, and in 3.5 years is going to change his mind. And so when Trump did the Abrahamic Peace Accords, which was September 15th of 2020, guess what? That's 3.5 years ago. So that date is in the middle of these 2 eclipses as well. So,
all right. Again,
Bible geeks out there.
I get it.
I'm pretty sure John, I don't know if John caught that, but he's going to look into it now.
Okay, so 2 questions for you. One, are you going to be going to the eclipse, the path of the eclipse?
No, I'd have to go all the way to Texas, I think, to get.
Okay.
To get there.
Yeah, you're about as far. Yeah, you're West Coast, so West Coast people probably aren't going to go. 2, are you prepped at all for anything? You're in California, earthquakes, typhoons, reverse vampires. Are you prepped for any of that?
I'm okay. I'm not going to worry about it. I mean, I got a lot of military training. I looked at your manual. It was okay. Your empty shells.
Yeah.
I have that, and but I'm not worried. I'm not going to be unprepared. That's for darn sure.
Gotcha. So your methodology is probably going to kill everyone and take their stuff. Is that?
Yeah.
That's what I figured.
No, that's not what Jesus would do, but we'll see. Time will tell.
By the way,
at this point, I think it's a clown. I think the whole damn thing's a clown show, and I'm about tired of it.
Well, again, I've heard this.
But if someone wants to come into my house and try to take my keys, they're not going to like it, and I have a solution for that. Have a fake set of keys and let the fob be some C4 that you push the button when they leave your house and try to get in your car. And then they'll no longer have a right hand. How's that for a solution?
Again, I'm not poking at the people that are absolutely on board with this new eclipse. If this eclipse would have happened back in the Nibiru days, back when I was really into Nibiru, oh yeah, I'd be right there with you. I'd be wearing a sandwich board on the street saying the end is nigh, and not Bill Nye, just the other.
So the Nibiru. I've been looking into this guy named David Solomon, learning about the Jewish. Because Karen and Jack's thing has really got me wanting to look into the Hebrew.
Yep.
So I've been really listening to some rabbis and Hebrews. And the guy mentions Nibiru in the Mishnah, either the Mishnah or the Talmud or the Zohar. So those are the 3 ancient writings from the Jews from antiquity.
Yeah.
So it's been quite an adventure. So anyway, I'm going to let you guys go. I just want to do a shout out to Jan, of course, you guys, Zulu One, and Jaron if he's listening. And I guess that's it.
All right.
Oh, and Dennis, my fellow driver. He's moved far away now.
Right on. Well, we will talk to you soon. Thank you. And when we come back from break, we will pick up 646 and another 646 possibly, which is weird. Don't get a lot of area codes right in the same row like that, but you never know what's going on there. Karen, the music, please.
Where is the
Alpha 33, target is on property, approaching food trailer. Engage Delta 9. Roger. Alpha 33 descending.
Hey, I know you.
Shh, they might be listening.
CIA?
Maybe.
Aliens?
Probably.
Globalists?
Definitely.
I may have already said too much.
We have what you need.
Really?
It's flat
I'm listening.
and round
Go on.
and delicious.
Tell me the secret.
I see the truth in it.
I thought you might.
This truly is a special place.
Yeah, we like to think so.
Will you be here tomorrow?
We move around quite a bit.
Ah, a mobile command center. A strong strategy. I like where your head's at.
Anything else?
I was never here.
Package intercept. Copy that, Alpha 33. Come on back, let's eat.
Long live Flat Earth.
Long live Flat Earth!
Welcome back to Strange World, part 4 of 4, right? Yeah, part 4 of 4. It's you and me, the always wonderful Karen B. And yeah, Peanut in the gallery. See, it kind of rhymes. Mark Twain, by the way, said that. He's a very clever guy. He goes, I think it was Mark Twain, I'm pretty sure. He goes, history doesn't repeat itself, but it often rhymes. I thought that was very clever. Quite the wit on that guy. Of course, then he hung out with Nikola Tesla towards his later years and got so warped.
Oh yeah, because Tesla messed with him and showed him all kinds of weird
Yeah,
stuff.
I did. It's like, yeah, you're not going to be writing stories about people painting fences anymore, I can guarantee you that. And he didn't. Again, the last thing he wrote, unpublished, my favorite book or favorite story ever was Mysterious Stranger by Mark Twain. Super weird. Look it up if you get a chance. You can find copies of that. They turned it into a claymation movie back in the late 70s. It's like it's surreal. Anyway, phone number to call in is 848-222-2480. That's 848-222-2480. By the way, did you know, Karen, this is going to sound weird. So 2480, by the way, is the just coincidentally, and I know you had that number, it was picked completely randomly. That is the key code on a rental property that we have. How's that for weird, right?
It is weird.
Yeah. My grandpa chose that number years ago. So odd. He was a 32nd degree. Did never made it to 33rd, by the way, which is a whole nother thing.
How do you know?
Because they tell you if he was. In fact, he was kind of bitter about it. Because if you're not, you cannot ask to be a 33rd. You can make it up to be a 32nd by just buying your way up and, you know, memorizing all the quotes and all that crap and doing the rituals. But once you get to 32nd, they basically profile you and you're either in or you're not. You're either cool or you're not. And if you're not chosen basically within the first couple of years, you're never chosen. And one quick side note. So there have been books by 32nds that have given up the dirt, right? They've given up the secrets. No 33rd has ever turned. Ever. I think that's part of it. I think they profile you well. I think they level with you when you make it to the 33rd. It's like, okay, this is how it works. And for some reason at that point they're all in. Like, oh yeah, I'll get it. You know, they're never going to. So anyway.
Have you ever seen the what is it? Is it the courthouse or whatever, Department of Justice or whatever in Israel? That building. Because it's got so much Freemasonry symbolism built into it, even to the point where there's like a pyramid, and at the top it has a circle window, and it literally is the all-seeing eye. Like,
wow.
You'll have to check it out. And then there's I was looking at this the other day, and there's also a painting that was commissioned. A guy was commissioned to paint, where it's like all these different people sitting around a model of the building, and Jacob Rothschild is one of the people in it,
Of course.
Yes, and then a bunch of other.
I never joined, but not because I always thought it was an evil. My father never joined either. when I read books on the whole dinner theater ritual thing, pant leg up, and you know, doing all the recital thing, it just seemed so. I don't know. The rituals didn't do anything for me. And I was like, yeah, business context and all that. My grandparents, I will say this, when I was 13, when they were trying to broaden me, they took me around. They took me to the House of the Temple in DC years and years ago.
Supreme Court of Israel. That's what it's called. It's the Supreme Court of Israel.
I would imagine that is the Israel version of the House of the Temple. House of the Temple is the Masonic building in the United States. Anyway, let's take some phone. You know what? We're gonna pick up Peanut Sees It. I should probably pick up 214 first, then I'll pick up 646. Yeah. Yeah, let's do that. 214, we haven't heard from you in a while, 214, otherwise known as Jan in Dallas. What's happening?
Oh, hello, guys. Nothing too much. Thank you, Peanut, Martin, Karen. I had a question for Peanut, if he's allowed to say. How old, if Maverick is 1 year old yet?
Oh, hang on. He says 2 years old.
2?
Yeah. Time flies. You're thinking thinking of the other one that we don't know how old it is because they were already sold on the Ivory Coast. Whatever the other one. Right, it was a cute kid. That kid was snapped up fast.
Yeah.
On buythatkid.com. Anyway, hang on. One sec. Peanut is typing. He is saying something. The other one is 4 months.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you're thinking of that one. Yeah. But she's already spoken for, guys. Anyway, how are you, Jan? It's been a while. Delilah is her name, by the way.
Say again?
Her name is Delilah.
Oh, Delilah.
Yeah. That's a cool name.
Yeah, it's a cool name. Very biblical.
And who's... Oh, okay. Thank you, Mark. Last week, with Triple Crow, I thought it was fascinating about what he says about new moons are really new.
Yeah.
That was fascinating.
Yep, I agree.
And the thing with the peace symbol, I think you said Jesus and John the Baptist hold up those 2 fingers.
Right.
I I'd heard back in the 60s about people would use that symbol all the time. I'm thinking President Nixon may have done it too.
Oh, he absolutely did. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Nixon used it.
I wonder if that was mocking God.
Hard to say. You know, it's used in a different version in the UK, for example. If you flip it around, you can use that as an FU, you know, sort of an up yours type thing. If you
Oh my goodness.
you can use it a certain way. Not the way we do it, but you can use it a different way. Instead of your middle finger, you can use the two fingers instead.
Interesting. So, well, thank you for having him on. It's nice when you have guests on, and
yeah.
I think that was about it. And it was.
Okay.
I have been here listening the whole time, and to John and William, and I haven't, Jen from Canada. I hope she and her husband are doing well. Things are so interesting up there.
Yep.
And Jerome, and so those that say hello to me, I do appreciate it. It means a lot. And thank you, Peanut, and thanks to Alex for letting me go ahead of him.
Okay. Anything else?
Okay. Mhm.
Anything else, Jan?
Oh no, thank you though.
All right. You have a good evening, okay?
Okay.
Stay in touch. All right, let's go to 646 Alex Lowry.
Whatever, Jan. Whatever. You can always go ahead of me. That's just some bullshit.
That's because I don't like you as a person. Okay? That's why.
You don't like me and whatever. Just walk into the ocean and keep on walking, buddy. Just keep on walking.
Burning fire, Lowry.
Rahu.
Yeah.
Yeah, whatever, man. Whatever. Rahu and Ketu, right? Ketu? Is that what it is? Rahu and Ketu? We have a new visit of our little black sun coming, right? I've actually been thinking about this. You know, that everyone's been like all week buzzing about like the direction doesn't make sense. And I thought about this shit actually for like the last time I was talking to Crow last week. And I was like, look, you know, your shadow is going to go, you know, depending on your position and what you're looking at the sun, your shadow is going to go in a weird angle across, you know, the continent. It's going to go in a different way, no matter the source part. And by the way, Karen, that shit you shot of the double sun today, awesome sauce.
Oh, that wasn't today. That was actually a while ago.
Well, I don't care. I don't care when it was. I'm just saying awesome sauce. Don't fucking fuck up my compliment.
Okay, thank you.
It was awesome. It was awesome. And I watched it and the whole magnetic thing. It was fucking incredible. And there looks to be a source. There's a source spot, yeah?
Mm-hmm. It's very interesting.
Yeah. Yeah, very interesting. And like, you know, I haven't spent a lot of time with Rahu, K2, Black, the nodes, but you know, it's kind of starting to make sense, isn't it? Because it's like what we're going to be looking at, you know, in the next 3-4 weeks is a body that, we don't know anything about. It's basically the polar opposite of the sun. You know, you can't see it until it comes in. And you're also going to see, you know, again, I was like trying to trace back like the basically the order of where that shadow went across. Well, if you're looking at something, that shadow is going to broadcast across a certain way. It's still going to, the source light's going to be moving in a certain direction. It's going to cast a shadow in a different direction. And it looks kind of weird if you're trying to look at it downward onto, say the AE projection.
Right.
So you have, you know, that path that's heading opposite direction. In normal intuition, you would think, well, it wouldn't move that way. No, actually, the shadow would do that. It would move back east, depending on projection, and then depending on what your actually atmospheric dome and you're looking at where the thing's going, it's going to do that. You know, and that's a big deal here. This is what we're working on here. Like, you know, do I think the zombie apocalypse is going to happen? No. But like, this is important because, you know, the last one went the opposite direction. Right. Does that make any sense?
Yep. It does. It does. Anything else?
Karen?
Yes.
you fucking asshole.
All I know is
I'm just thinking about it. I'm just like,
go ahead.
Well, if the
Go ahead.
sun is the source of the light, and the moon is in front of the sun, and the sun goes behind it,
There's
then
no
the
moon.
shadow is gonna. No, I
There's no
don't.
moon.
I know a lot of people like to say that it's all trendy to say there's no moon, but honestly, that's where the moon is supposed to be. That's where it falls in line. It makes sense. We don't know what the moon is, so everybody says it's not the moon. Well, you don't know what the moon is, okay? You don't know what the sun is. You don't know what these things are made of. So you don't know that these two things are not crossing paths, and somehow their magnetic fields are polarizing and blocking out the light. This is why that's why I made that Two Suns video available to the members on my channel, because I was like, this is really good for people to see. Maybe I should make it public, because people should know this before the eclipse.
That shot when you you literally use the filter against the source sun versus the apparent position, you got a magnetic filter on the source versus it didn't affect the actual apparent position. So like now what we're dealing with is like what in the actual fuck is going on? That's really what we're asking right now, right?
Exactly. We don't know what's
we're looking
going on. It might not be the moon. I don't know what it is. I mean, it is going to be during a new moon phase, and we never see the moon during a new moon phase. So what does new moon really mean? Like, what is the moon doing? Why is it the new moon instead of no moon? It's just weird.
What the hell is that thing up
I
there?
don't know.
What is it? What the hell is that thing?
Hey, Alex, I gotta let you go. If I'm gonna pick up Nicole, I gotta let you go.
Whatever, man. You don't like me anyway. Get off.
I don't. So see ya. Let's go. Let's pick up Nicole because she doesn't call very often. So here we go. 646, who happens to probably sitting right next to Alex. Maybe we'll see. What's happening?
Well, why do you pick up his phone if you don't like him? If you don't like him that much?
Well, because we use his song at the end of the show, so it's sort of an obligation more than anything, But
Okay.
I like you. You're cool. So what do you got?
I'm gonna make this quick.
Okay.
So I just really want to talk about this Kate Middleton stuff.
Oh, go ahead. What you got?
Kate Middleton stuff is messing with my head because I am a photographer. I love Kate Middleton.
Yeah.
And the reason why I love her is because we're the same age, and I grew up that Disney thing, and you want to be a princess. Well, she's also a photographer. So she is also the queen bequeathed the patron of photography, National Portrait Gallery. She takes a lot of photos of all of the royals, and who the fuck knows how many things have been doctored.
True.
Murdoctored.
Right.
Murdoch owns the Sun. I worked for Murdoch as a photo editor. There's a lot of things. Sorry, I have my own voice in my ear because I'm not used to doing this.
You got a little bit. That's right.
So I can't really hear what you're saying, but I'm just going to go on a rant like he does sometimes, which is when you're a photo editor, you're not allowed to actually doctor things. So you have the AFP and the AP, Associated Press, and you have this little list of things that you can't do, which is take a head from somebody and put it on somebody else's head and do all these things. But my point is where the fuck is Kate? And did she ever exist?
Oh, I think she was real. I really do. I think something happened around Christmas, something bad. Again, by the way, don't think that this story will come out later. Don't think that her sister's ex-boyfriend, who shot himself in the head with a shotgun, recently, very recently, during this process, don't think that that's not tied to it in some way. Who knows? Maybe there's some. Yeah, there's something going on there, but full well the Royals would put her out there to get rid of this noise if they could. And for some reason they're not. Not only that, but they're not. They said we're not even going to try until the end of April. It's like, what? That's a
well, wait. So,
we can tell you what. Hey,
so frustrating to me that I can't even.
Hey, Nicole, let's do this in the after show because we're running out of time, and I want to pick up DJ and then Zulu.
Okay, bye.
Okay, see you, Nicole. Look, guys. I'm probably going to talk to her later anyway. So, and we're going to cover this until this thing gets resolved one way or the other. Okay, we're going to pick up. Oh yeah, Karen's got the cool filters. We're going to pick up 949, and then we're going to pick up I think 845. So 949 out in Los Angeles, California. My future ex-boyfriend DJ. What's happening?
No, it's me, Kate Middleton.
Yeah, you can't pull that off, DJ.
Right, but please help.
I don't think I've even ever heard her.
It is
actually
kind of
talk.
trippy. I was thinking, like, what's on my mind? It is Kate Middleton as well. Where is she?
Yeah. Well, let's face it. Your community loves the Royals. Always has.
I know. Yeah. Always big Diana fans.
Oh,
and
Diana.
all
I was a
think that was,
Diana fan. I was a huge Diana fan. Diana owned it. She became more popular. Again, there's a magazine I've got upstairs, the most influential celebrities in the world. And there's only one person on the cover that's not an actor or a singer, and it's Di. It's like, yeah, she was more popular than all the other royals combined, and they hated that. Oh, Lord, did they hate it. She's not a highborn. She's just a lowly serf that married into it, for God's sakes. Anyway.
Well, she was so gorgeous. And
yeah, she got better. I mean, you remember her in 1980. She was like, she was okay, but she came into it. I mean, she was like an actress that just became the image. It was wonderful to watch. So
yeah, I know that whole story. I think because I'm the same age pretty much as William and Harry, and I have a brother who's 2 years younger than I am.
Yeah.
And our mom was born the same year as Diana. So I remember when it all happened, I was like, this is just so real for these boys. I remember feeling bad for them, and I was like a 12-year-old. So I think that's when I kind of was, and then we grew up hearing the rumors, like, did the Queen have anything to do with this? And I think maybe that's where a lot of the conspiracy mindset was like, yeah, why did they get rid of her?
Well, and I won't get in. Well, I mean, you and I have talked about this before. I'll bring it up really quick, and then unfortunately we're gonna have to pick up Zulu in a bit. But let me explain this really fast. My thing about Di was pretty easy, which was, remember, the Royals are all about image and marketing and branding, and they knew down the road, because the divorce had already happened, right? They knew down the road it's gonna sound petty, which was eventually William's gonna get married. And it's going to be, if you guys remember that marriage, it was a big deal, huge deal. People watched it all over the world, and it was a really big deal. Diana would have turned it into a circus just by being there. They would have hyped that up. It's like, where's she going to sit? Who's she going to talk to? Who, is she going to be at the rehearsal? Is she going to be at this? The wedding would have been secondary to the soap opera drama crap. And it was an easy decision on their part. It's like, nope. Let's take care of this now, before he's even engaged. Let's do this. And,
I don't know if they did it for that, but she was dating an Arab. So.
Well, I mean, the optics were bad on all fronts. And think about it: the wedding went off without an absolute hitch. It was perfect. It was a freaking Disney wedding. And
I don't pay attention to them. This is like the most I've talked about the royals in. Probably since Princess Diana died. Like, seriously. I just don't think about them or talk about them or.
This is the thing. I'm telling you, this is well, again, it's a big deal because she's heir to the throne. And it's like, heirs to the throne have to be out in public. It's required. You have to be out there. And it's like, no, we're not putting out.
I'm sure there's lots of pressure on her. They're like, you have to become queen because we can't let that Camilla stay up there.
Well, there's that.
That's so hilarious.
Yeah.
The
Anyway,
other woman is the Queen of England.
DJ, hate to cut you off short. Do you have any quick little things before I gotta go to Zulu?
Yeah. I'm just gonna say, hey, I just left the meetup. It was great to see everybody.
Oh, awesome!
Thank you, Renee, for doing all the heavy lifting for that. It was a wonderful time, and just saying hi to the Flat Earth family, and hi, Karen. Love you.
Hi.
Thank you, DJ.
That's it.
And by the
Okay,
way,
well,
we addressed some of your. Hopefully, we addressed some of your questions from your email during the show. Hopefully, you listen to some of that.
I'm gonna listen tomorrow.
Yeah, rewind it. We
all
covered
good.
that.
All good. Okay, that sounds
right.
perfect. We'll check it out. Thank you, Myres.
I didn't call you out by name. I am now, but I didn't then. Okay, man, and have a good one. We'll talk soon. Okay.
All right. Bye.
Bye. DJ, I love him. Sort of.
Love
Probably shouldn't
DJ.
have-
Don't like Alex.
Yeah. Well, no, nobody likes Alex. Let's April, right. Start spreading the news. I'm leaving today. I want to be a part of it, unless I'm in the path of the eclipse.
with the devil's comment. New York.
You didn't even bring that up. Holy crap!
Hello.
Thank you for mentioning that. The devil's comet, which is supposed to be in the same sky at the same time.
They say during total eclipse you should be able to see it clearly because obviously it'll be dark.
That's what's going to activate.
Come on, everything on this is all like fucking satanic shit. Like you said, the last one was like all sweet and nice, and now this one's all evil and satanic. And I wonder. Hello, Karen, by the way. And hello. I just wanted to say, like she said earlier, the eclipses have been predictable forever. The ancients knew it. Everybody knew it because it's a cycle. Did all that stuff, the Nineveh and Salem, all that stuff was obviously planned. They decided where the names were, the cities and towns and all that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But everybody's bugging out, and it's like, oh my God, it's this and that, and the evil eclipse. And I just think, like with you, Mark, it's an overreaction, more fear porn. And they're just good at it. They shove it in our faces all the fucking time. We're waiting for the next one. Oh, okay, we're done with that one. When's the next one? It's just getting ridiculous.
That being said, Zulu, I will enjoy watching the helicopter footage of Alex running from the black beam of death as it chases you guys through New York.
Well, that could be a thing. We'll see.
And again, because of the devil's comet, there is like a 20% chance that you don't get turned into a reverse vampire. You're actually turned into a demon. That's what I heard.
Demon.
Well, at least then I could just fly home.
Well, maybe a lesser imp, or a hellhound or something. Anyway, what else you got, Zulu? We gotta wrap this up here pretty soon.
Oh, I just wanted to know, what was the location of that rental property? I have the code 2480.
Not telling you. It is, but I'm not kidding. We've never changed that code, and I happened to I was like, wait a minute, why do I know that number? It's like, oh right, that's the code we use. It's kind of cool.
That's funny. That's funny. Oh, did you know there's a lunar eclipse this month, or did you mention it? March 24th into the 25th?
I didn't, but there's not going to be many casualties during that. That's pretty minimal.
No, that's just a pretty.
I don't think we can see it here.
I think that one mostly targets.
I'm not sure either.
Targets children. What do you have a quote?
Sorry, I just laugh when you target the children. That's all.
It makes
yes, I have a quote.
What?
The sky is a vast ocean of mystery, and the stars are its guiding light.
I do love it when you wax poetically.
You said earlier, we don't know what any of that shit is.
Are you writing song lyrics now for Lowry? Is that what you're doing?
Negative.
Lowry in your old
those
page.
Are just sweet nothings for you, Mark.
Oh
wait, shit, DJ's listening. I don't want to get jealous.
Hey, DJ. Hey. All right.
Hey.
All right.
Oh, real quick.
Shout outs.
You said the trains in California, Paradise, California. Wasn't that where they had all the train routes planned and then it all burned? Just saying.
I don't remember.
Yeah, but then the project got scrapped.
Yeah.
It got scrapped.
Yeah.
Yeah. Right. And then yeah, it's all bullshit.
Yeah.
Shout outs.
Yep. Shout out Mark Sargent, Karen B, Peanut, DJ, everybody in chat, Jan, Ice Queen, just everybody. It's going to be interesting Eclipse, I'm sure. I can't wait to see it.
We still got 3 weeks. Don't worry. I will beat this thing into the ground. Wait, that last week it'll be called the Death of America or something. All right.
Right.
We are going to be here next week because we only have a few weeks left. Same flat time, same flat channel. Say goodnight, Karen.
Hi, Karen.
Say goodnight, Zulu.
Good night, Zulu.
There we go.
Honestly, I thought you were going to do it like hers, and I was going to have to be all like, good night, Karen. I mean, good night, Zulu.
No. And Peanut smokes his 53rd cigarette, possibly, of the evening. Not kidding, guys. And yeah, there you go.
I thought
Karen,
you were like 36 and then bed.
Run that music. Hot sex. Good night, everybody.
Good night, everybody.
Oh, do an archaic good night, everybody, Karen.
Good night, everybody.
That guy's a douchebag. Oh my God, that was killing me.
You know what? As bad as he is, he's still not as bad as Alex Lowry.
Oh, that's fucked
well, that's
up.
kind of true.
No, he may be worse. I take that back out. Archaics is worse than you.
Way.
No, I wouldn't say way, but worse.
ever been. Wound up chasing stars all over again. There's words for what you got, what you have, and what you'll ever need. Love so many nights, so many nights.
Mike Jack. Jack.
You realize it's the same link every week. It never changes.
Yeah, I know. I should paste it somewhere, I think.
Hello, Daisy. Hello, my